Welcome to the 2015 Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. And two programs in periods of transition go head-to-head on this cold, rainy day in Fort Worth. Jumbo package here for Pitt out of the I formation. Jamar Parrish, the fullback. Then he two for the first down, and Connor slipped. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. So Pitt will go 3 and out on their first possession.
And steal a couple extra plays or get a big play in the passing game.
Greg Ward is a Houston quarterback, a former wide receiver. He hands off to Kenneth Farrow, and Farrow breaks all the way free. A first down run for Houston on the first play. It's 8th best in the FBS. On a 2nd and 5, they're going to roll him left. Looks and takes off. Houston first down again. Ward has ton of room. Great blocking on the edge, and he's finally taken out inside the 40. Another tackle by Reggie Mitchell, a gain of 26 on the QB scramble.
The Pitt offense was piling up yardage. Fortunately, the defense was unable to hold up their end of the bark.
5 wide on 3rd and 9. Blitz coming, and Ward taken down. Bam Bradley living up to his name with the first sack of the day for Pitt. No score here early on. 3rd and 3. Wojcik to the outside. Boyd has it for a first down. And that is a picture-perfect execution of this Pitt offense. Tyler Boyd bailing him out.
Working against true freshman Howard Wilson. Watch Boyd. Excellent job of focusing on the football in the air. And Wojcik, nice ball placement. You see the size difference. You're giving up close to 70 pounds on your defensive front. It hasn't looked like it so far in this one.
Rashid Ibrahim with his first carry. And a Pitt first down. Matthew Adams with the tackle. Deep drop. Deep pass. And a diving grab made on the wet turf by Kevin Weatherspoon. Everybody knows that you cut with your downhill ski anyway. Last play of the first quarter on play action. Only 2 wide receivers out there. Wojcik trying to run for it. And he picks up a Pitt first down. Ephraim Oliphant finally got to him.
They're trying to slow down the Panther running game.
Out of the eye, Connor again. He's in. Touchdown number 25 in this record-setting season for the Pitt sophomore running back.
That's not a whole lot of territory to defend. You allowed this Panther offense to get down on the goal line. We talk about the size differential of these two units. That's advantage Panthers in that regard. And they're able to get the push needed. Once again, behind that right side of their big offensive line, and James Conner able to get into the end zone.
7:07, the time off the clock on a 15-play, 92-yard drive. In the cold, in the rain, here in Fort Worth. Chris Blewett on to attempt the extra point. He's 46-47 on the season. Blewett punches it through, and Pitt, behind the advantageous running of James Conner, has the first lead of this game. A touchdown plunge for his 25th of the year.
Houston utilizes that zone run scheme very effectively.
On 3rd and 3, blitz coming. Ward wobbles one to the sideline, and it's batted down by Reggie Mitchell. Mitchell is a safety who doubles as a corner, and great pass coverage that time. Just 25 games, he's established himself as one of the best in the ACC. 3rd and 3, incomplete. Used to in Houston with some great quarterbacks in recent memory, and so they turned it over to Greg Ward. Large part because they can do this. They can run it with Kenneth Farrow, and Farrow has it nearly to the 40 and a first down tackle by Todd Thomas. So 5 wide now for Houston. Just get the play off. Blitz coming. Ward escapes the first man. Trying to beat 2 more. And he stays on his feet. They mark him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. An incredible ad-lib by Greg Ward, the sophomore from Tyler, Texas.
The passing game's working great for the Cougars. They just don't require any receptions. Don't even throw it. Drop back. These aren't quarterback design runs. Pitt's doing a good job of collapsing the pocket. Ward showing his ability to pick up yards though when things break down.
first down with the extra spin and lunge.
Extra yards to convert and get the first.
66 yards to be a 1,000-yard rusher for Houston this season. Play action. Ward in a big hole up the middle. Trying to beat his spy. He does. Sensational speed to the outside. Todd Thomas was waiting, and Ward erased all angles.
Block on him was unsuccessful.
Barrow QB again. This time he tries to lower his shoulders. And he moves a pile into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Physical play on both sides.
The way that one finished, it was more like a rugby scrum. See, the entire Houston offense, it seemed, joined in the effort. Denied, you could see, hadn't broken the plane. Just keeps his legs working, legs churning. Travis Cross, Bryce Redmond, his offensive lineman getting in there and giving him a nudge. Got Kenneth Farrow just enough extra push to get it in the end zone.
A 15-play drive that churned up 76 yards. Kyle Bullard for the extra point. Got tipped and blocked. Footing becoming an issue now. And Houston misses an opportunity to tie the game.
Disappointing end to an otherwise very impressive drive. Great job by Houston, though, to answer Pitt's score with a 15-play drive of their own, but minus the extra point. That time, never really possessed the football and should have.
Blitzed again. Complete. Boyd takes a lick and dives forward after gaining the first down.
Inspired. Look at him. We haven't seen a lot of yardage between the tackles as we anticipated.
Pressure coming again. They pick it up nicely. Complete to Boyd. Got to find some room after the catch.
More open receivers than they otherwise would be.
2 first down catches after the drop by Boyd on this drive. This is Bennett. Beats his man. He's in. Touchdown, Pitt. And Isaac Bennett with his second rushing touchdown of the season.
See big Jared Jones-Smith in there. Backup offensive lineman in on that play. You see a couple of these guys doing a great job of capturing the edge. As we've mentioned, not a lot of running room between the tackles. But on this same end zone on the earlier drive, James Conner was able to get outside and get it down near the goal line. That time, Bennett able to get it all the way in. Pittsburgh doing better running towards the sideline than they have downhill, but it's working.
Chris Blewett adds his second extra point. It's an 8-point lead for Pitt here in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. James Conner has a touchdown. Now Isaac Bennett does as well. The Pitt running game on solid footing. Isaac Bennett, their second-string tailback, was the guy who got shook up going down on the slippery turf. This is Ryan Jackson, who has room on the little dump-off. And a major gain for Houston as they try to beat Pitt and the clock to march down the field. A 21-yard gain on first down. They stay 5 wide. Pitt brings extra men, and Ward gets swallowed up. Second sack of the day for Pitt. Nicholas Grigsby came in from his cornerback spot.
They're coming up injured.
1 timeout left for Pitt. Ibrahim is the tailback. Wojcik looking for Boyd. Goes instead to the man who was next to him, Weatherspoon, who has another first down grab. Boyd and Weatherspoon now at the top of your screen. Ryder Boyd, the slot receiver. Wojcik checks to Weatherspoon. Loses his man, has a first down and more. And goes down at the 34-yard line. The clock will stop to move the chains. Pitt wants to hurry and spike it. And they'll do so, losing only a second. So this will be officially a 52-yard field goal attempt for Blewett, as long as 49. Houston had issues with their footing on their last extra point attempt. Got the distance. It will cover. Chris Blewett with a new career high, a 52-yarder. And Pitt ends the scoring in the first half with a quick strike affair. Pitt brings an extra man. Ward trying to get out of trouble. He wanted to run, but he couldn't make his mind up because they're looking at 3rd and long, and Grigsby finally shoves him out of bounds.
With his performance so far.
Wojcik takes off left side and picks up a first down. And he got thrown down late on the Houston sideline. No, I didn't see the flag come out. Matthew Adams was there. The flag did come out. They've converted 4 of 7 today. Wojcik, a fastball to his tight end. And Scott Orndoff picks up the Pitt first down. It was Wojcik who started it by throwing it at Stansbury. Wojcik's going to keep it again. Stays on his feet and cuts back inside the 20. Wojcik trying to get the yardage back. We moved on to 2015. Rashid Ibrahim is the tailback for Pitt. Wojcik wants to throw. Eludes pressure, lobs it zone. Caught. Touchdown. J.P. Holtz. Well, he ran out of real estate in a hurry. But Holtz able to haul it in for his 4th of the season.
Not an easy throw either with Wojcik being asked. He ends up leaving the pocket because of the pressure, rolling to his left. J.P. Holtz, Tyler Boyd had a deep cross downfield. It looks to me like his right foot was down while he possessed the football. It was called a touchdown on the field. Does he complete the catch? He does. Made it all the way to the banners on the sideline there on the boundary. Nice catch, nice throw by Chad Boynton. Nice drive by the quarterback.
It caps a 13-play, 91-yard drive, which may be the difference maker in this game. Blewett splits the uprights again. And Pitt has extended its advantage. It's now a 24-6 Pitt lead. Wojcik had run it on the previous 2 plays. Now he comes out throwing for his 16th touchdown pass of the season. When I think of the defenses that you coordinated at Michigan State, one of the first names I think of is Darquez Denard, who was developed into a great cornerback and a first-round pick. And that one's incomplete. And what I think of is Ibrahim, a tailback now on 2nd and 9. Wojcik completes it to Tyler Boyd. He'll run for a first down after the catch. Adrian McDonald credited with the tackle. There's another commonality between the two programs, one that Pitt fans may not want to admit to, but aware that it's there. This is Ibrahim down the sideline. For a long time, and perhaps even continue today with
this offensive game plan for the Panthers in this game.
Here's Connor again. Nice vision, and it leads to his 2nd score of the game. James Conner now has 26 rushing touchdowns on the season.
Great job by Scott Orndoff, because that time he wasn't intended, I think, to end up blocking Joey Mbu, but he ended up doing it anyway. Once again, great job by the Cougars of getting upfield and in the backfield. James Conner saw the backdoor cut right after he was covered up. Did a good job by Orndoff of giving him an opportunity to get into the line of scrimmage. Wiggle his way into the end zone yet again.
Blewett punches it through. 31-6 Pitt leading Houston. First team All-America running back James Conner. Tony Dorsett, Craig Hayward, the only other 2 in Pitt history. And he's got 2 scores today.
He won 7 games in the regular season this year. Tony Levine let go. He didn't like the direction of the program.
Ward spins his way for more yardage. Had a beautiful cutback. His old man, McCloskey, got in the way, but otherwise it's a run to midfield that covers 31 yards.
Most of the offense has been this. This was a quarterback design run by Ward. Led it to the line of scrimmage. Did a good job staying in bounds.
Barrow slipping through tackles, spinning through others, carrying even more men. He took Matt Galambos for a ride.
Able to walk, much less be able to perform. They needed him this year. He's had to step up.
Nice catch and throw for a Houston first down to Deontay Greenberry with the grab. The 9th play of what has been a 78-yard drive. It's Barrow bouncing to the outside and a cutback. to the goal line and blowing men up on his way to the end zone. He went through Lafayette Pitts for an 8-yard touchdown run, and he's over 100 yards for the 4th consecutive game.
We had 6 100-yard games this season. He did a good job. Look at that finish. You saw earlier this season, Leonard Fournette, freshman at LSU, running folks over. The famous play by Herschel Walker over Bill Bates. This time it's Kenneth Farrow. Lafayette Mitchell more than he wanted at the goal line. A great finish to that run.
Farrow's over 1,000 yards in the season, the first Cougar to do so than Bryce Bell in 2008. More run than gun. That, I want to add some stun Lafayette Pitts put on his backside. A couple of interim head coaches going head-to-head in this one before Tom Herman takes over for Houston, and Pat Narduzzi does the same for Pitt. Chris James on the right side leaves a man behind and rips off a gain for a first down of nearly 15. Chris thanks. 2nd and 2 now for Pitt. Connor hesitates, spins, and tucks. James Conner running for the pylon and tried to cut back. Khalil Williams gets credited with the tackle. The turf monster also played a role.
But the bulk of the offenses that are faced now in college football require you to play in space.
Wojcik trying to buy some time. Backpedaling. And chucks that one incomplete. They had a play on it in the end zone. Trying to get it to Dantes Ford. 29-yard attempt now for Chris Blewett. He's already hit a 52-yarder. Snap was a little bit high, and that one hurls back in. Second field goal of the day for Blewett. And Pitt in firm control with 6:14 to go in Fort Worth.
There, Donald. That guy's special. Maybe 280, 290 pounds. Oh, that kind of leverage and quickness.
The screen to Farrell. They had a blitz coming, and he blew it up. Farrell trying to win the foot race. And he takes it inside the 40. Kenneth Farrell, the junior from Hearst, Texas, with a 43-yard gain.
His offensive lineman escorting him upfield.
He wanted to come out, tapped his helmet. They said, no, stay in. We're going to chuck it deep. Man open, and an over-the-shoulder grab by Markeith Ambles. A transfer from Southern Cal. First down for Houston. Play action, end zone, touchdown! Deontay Greenberry with his 5th score of the season. 3 timeouts remain for Houston. Remember, they missed 1 extra point today. That was in the opposite end zone. Need to make here to make it a 14-point game.
Greenberry was a guy that they wanted to get involved. Only his 2nd catch on the day. Tried to get it to him early in the first half. Couldn't do it. Got a couple of catches here in the 4th quarter. That one obviously the most important one for 6.
Extra point is good. 34-20 is our score.
Greenberry all alone there that time. You can see Anthony Gonzalez turning around, busted coverage, some confusion there. There's quite a bit. We talk about the on-field adversity as Houston sets up for an onside kick.
They try to spin it. Houston has a chance, and the Cougars get it. A little unconventional. That was a spinning top. It was unfielded by Pitt. Tyler White covers it, and the Cougars get the ball back with 3:39 to go.
Now, I've not seen that one. You can see, intended to go to the left all the way. They'd set up the bunch to the right. And you're right, that ball was spinning like a spiral before it laid onto its side. Monte Maddox just trying to get loose and couldn't do it.
It'll back Houston up. 3-man rush to the edge. Nice move in the open field. Markeith Ambles, who has a touchdown grab.
Pitts, he got run over and then he got juked right there.
Ward wants to throw again. Complete to Ambles again. Amble's originally signed with Lane Kiffin at Tennessee. They just need a fresh set of downs to keep this drive alive. They've already converted 1 4th down today. Pittsburgh brings a blitz. Ward chucks it deep. End zone. Touchdown! Caught by Ayers in the back of the end zone. Yes, sir. Houston's still in it.
Give him a chance. Greg Ward. We didn't see a ton of passes, but here in the 4th quarter, he's come alive. Working against Reggie Mitchell, who'd had a pretty good game in coverage, but that time, DeMarcus Ayers, who was unable to make the completion on the previous play, able to catch this one. Well-placed ball. And the Cougars, after the onside kick, they tried a trick play, and that's not how they got down here. It was the passing. It was Greg Ward.
They played it straight forward. They've been able to move the chains and score some points. It's a touchdown game with 1:58 to go and 3 timeouts remaining for the Cougars. So obviously the onside kick is forthcoming again. Only one team this season has come back from a 20-point 4th quarter. That was Baylor against TCU. Onside kick. Covered up by Houston. Pitt had a chance, and the Cougars take it away. It's Farrow who has it.
It went right between the legs of Nicholas Grigsby. That's twice the ball, Bill Buckner's on Pitt. Goes right between the legs both times. They had a little juke. You see that? They deke one way and come back the other. And who comes up with it? But Kenneth Farrow. He came down and made a recovery on coverage. Coach Gibbs, scared to roll the dice.
Greg Ward Jr. goes over the middle, complete to Greenberry. He's inside the 20. This would be the second major comeback in the 4th quarter in the Metroplex alone in the last couple of days. 1:06 to go. Got a man. Touchdown! It's Greenberry. An incredible 4th quarter comeback that is not yet complete. Houston earlier today missed an extra point when their kicker slipped. The coaches say we're going for 2. Stop the celebration. We want to take the lead.
Coach Gibbs is saying, let's end this thing. A 25-yard football field versus this team, I'm not looking for that. Not versus the Pitt offense. Getting there visiting with Hammerschmidt. The play caller, one-time play caller for this game that he named as the play caller for this game, Dan Hammerschmidt. Hadn't called plays since 2007 when he was at Colorado State.
They've got a timeout here. They choose not to take it, facing the play of the game for Houston. Do they think they have Pitt on their heels? They don't need to use it?
We got plenty of time. It's an untimed down. You see here, Greg Ward Jr. going to try to go ahead and take the lead.
Farrow is his running back. They sent Ayers in motion. Sprint right, looking, lobs. Got it! Houston has the lead. It's Greenberry again. 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion for Deontay Greenberry.
We know Pat Narduzzi's watching this game. Tom Herman's somewhere watching it. And he's got to be thrilled with the fight on this Houston football team. They climbed back. They clawed their way back into this game. Back-to-back onside kick recoveries. And Greg Ward Jr., the passing game, coming alive just in time. He's going to go to Greenberry. Greenberry was open right away. Mitchell was late coming over with the help. And this time Ward buying time, directing traffic, and floating one in there. And Greenberry again coming up with the catch. Both have come up big earlier on in this game, but Boyd certainly the big threat.
Boydsick. Complete. A gain of only 8. Clock will run. Pitt with 1 timeout remaining.
But it's not just the conversion, working against the clock and the field position. Well, out of field goal range here.
Single safety for Houston. Wojtek going down the sideline. Incomplete. Here's the flag, and the drive stays alive. William Jackson dragged down the intended receiver, Dantes Ford.
And that's twice in this game. William Jackson has been flagged for defensive pass interference. Wojtek, we've already seen Chris Blewett hit a long field goal right before halftime, 50-plus, 51-yarder, I believe.
Wojtek pressured. That is incomplete. 17 seconds on the clock. Pitt still has a timeout. Incomplete. And Tyler Boyd, reaching up to knock it down, may have saved an interception. Get it to the 35 to make it a 52-yarder. The snap was low. Wojtek gets hit. Lets it go. Boyd had it in his hands and it fell off.
Twice in this game. Tyler Boyd had a great season and is a tremendous talented receiver. Has had the ball hit him in the hands, and he has not come up with the catch.
This might be the last play of the game with 7 seconds left on the game clock. The play clock is rolling to 3. It's at 2. They get it off. Blitz coming. Wojtek backpedaling. Incomplete. Houston stages a comeback for the ages with a 29-point fourth quarter and a two-point conversion to win it. Greg Ward Jr., who in the fourth quarter reignited this Houston offense. He was 11 of 14 passing in the fourth. He threw 3 touchdowns in the last 15 minutes. And Houston finishes a tumultuous season with its 8th win of the season, thanks in large part to 237 yards passing and 293 yards of offense in the fourth quarter alone. Good luck living up to this one. Our final, Houston 35, Pitt 34. Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Trophy presentation is coming up next on E3, but the 2015 Tax Slayer Bowl between Iowa and Tennessee is up now.